Being a civil servant as a police requires the least amount of training out of all of the other civil servant them. And secondly, for a work where you see the dark side of humanity all the time, right? There needs to be some sense of counseling at times, because guess what? If you only see the evil of a man, then every man where you see, you're going to look out for the evil in him, even if he have potential for great good. Which is sometimes, that's why sometimes you can't blame the police in some sense when all them see people and come across.
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Stefan Chadhart from the Fade Room in Montego Bay. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Faded Conversations. We want to touch on a very topical issue, which was racism and police brutality and the spotlight that is taking in the US. So we asked a few questions in the barber shop today, and this is how it went.
But then the next part is us as a people. Because one of the things that we have forgotten is that free will and that power, to the point of say, we all pay tax. A civil servant is basically, you're a civilian, and he's a civil servant, so he's serving you, the civilian. So it's a matter of people knowing their rights and what the police is, what the true intention of the police and what they serve. Because you can't even ask everybody in here, so how much are you actually feel safe around a police officer?
I can imagine that you have youths out here who have that same sort of mental trauma in dealing with like the police and the security forces out here. They're making sure that them not look threatening, you know, being careful how them talk and so forth, just to ensure say they are not targeted. Because the truth of the matter is, you will find a whole heap of cases where police target people from ex-communities. And police stop you and you say you're from X, Y, and Z, them deal with you different. And a lot of us ourselves deal with each other different based on where we come from. We deal with each other different. So me can imagine say that in a similar way where a black person in America might put on a persona when they're around white people. You will find say youth, and I hate the word ghetto, but I get a youth, I'm going to go so and say persona and let it make himself seem less threatening. And that must cause some bit of mental anguish itself, and even questioning just because of the opportunities that you're given or denied. Question whether or not you know your own self-worth and so forth.
Especially when you look at Jamaica and you see that you do have different levels. We've been taught from I was growing up, you have the lower class, middle class, upper class. And that by itself was wrong from the beginning. We never looked at it as one whole bunch, one class. We were segregated from time. So we weren't segregated primarily by the color of our skin. We were segregated primarily by our class level, what we could bring to the table, how much we could afford, etc., etc. Correct. It may have stemmed into racism at some other point in time, or people try to put it that way, but it's classism. And I mean, I can tell you, it's funny you should even ask that, you know, because people seeing me now, this brown, curly hair, so-called uptown youth, as I've been classed as, and notice I use the word class because that's how I have been classed. I can only speak from a personal standpoint, right? Who is he to come and talk about black people? I want to tell everybody this. The mere fact that you are born in this country, the mere fact that you live in this country, you are black. Okay? My ancestors, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather was black. In Jamaican terms, I would have said takro, right? Yeah, pitch black, right? Not because I have brown persons in my family and I came out the color that I am means that makes me any less of a black man. I'm a black man. I'm a Jamaican, right? And I consider myself that way forever, and there's nothing that can change that, right? We have been stopped by the police for argument's sake. I'll give you a classic example. And a gentleman of darker complexion was also stopped by the same police. We both went through a red light, and we were both pulled over. And the police saw it fit, whether you want to call it discretion or whatever, saw it fit to let that individual go and, you know, deal with me. And of course, the issue of money came up, right? And I just shook my head, you know, and I refused to do it. I took the ticket. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm saying both of us came through. What has made you separate me from that individual? We both broke the law. So why is it? You understand what I'm saying? So classism, there could be many other factors.
But at the time that you resonated with you.
Correct. Correct.
And he should know at the same time that should come across.
Correct.
Because you kind of consider all the possible scenarios.
Correct. Most definitely. Yeah. So it's definitely classism for me. No joke.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us. That's the end of part 1. Tell us your thoughts, tell us everything you're feeling about the discussion in the comments, and we look forward to seeing you again on the next episode of Faded Conversations.